Once upon a time, a man was living in a village. His name was Tiddy. Tiddy's wife was a very quarrelsome woman. Tiddy and his wife used to argue quite often. Whenever they had a quarrel or heated exchange, Tiddy would climb up a tree in the yard or leave the house and go outside. One day, after fighting with his wife, Tiddy decided he would never return home. With this thought in mind, he was walking down the road when he came across three men standing together, talking among themselves. As Tiddy got closer, one of them grabbed him and said, "Tell us what is in our closed fist." Tiddy was already feeling sad and hopeless, so he started crying and said, "Tiddy is dead. Tiddy is trapped. Tiddy is dead. Tiddy is trapped." This moment he said these words, the men were stunned. When they opened their fists, to their surprise, there was a tiny insect called a tiddy inside, by coincidence sharing his name. They were amazed and began to think of Tiddy as a very wise and spiritually enlightened man. Word spread throughout the village, and everyone started respecting Tiddy. He became famous as a wise and insightful person, although in reality Tiddy was quite foolish. But luck was on his side. Tiddy thought, "Since I am not going back home, why not stay here and keep foolish people?" From that day on, crowds of people would constantly gather around him. They would seek his advice and follow it sincerely. The strange thing was that Tiddy could easily manipulate those simple people and easily deceive them. Near that same village lived a wealthy feudal lord. His daughter was possessed by a spirit. The lord had tried every possible cure: healers, herbalists, doctors, even spiritual saints, but nothing worked. When he heard about Tiddy's so-called miracles, he told his men to bring Tiddy to him. Poor Tiddy, when he was taken to the feudal lord, cried silently in his heart, thinking, "What have I gotten myself into? If I fail to cure his daughter, this lord might kill me." The lord asked Tiddy to heal his daughter. Tiddy, as usual, started pretending and chanting nonsense like a ritual farmer. Suddenly, the girl started laughing loudly, and in a deep male voice, she said, "Aren't you used to get beaten up by his wife every day?" The spirit burst into laughter, mocking Tiddy. Tiddy was shocked and scared. Then curiously he asked the spirit, "Who are you? And how do you know me?" The spirit said, "I used to live in the tree in your yard, the one you always climbed after your wife beat you. I used to laugh so hard watching you, but after you left home, your wife started beating the tree with a stick daily. The beats started hurting me, so I had to leave that tree." Hearing this, Tiddy cleverly said, "Well, then either you leave this girl now, or I shall bring my wife here." At this threat, the spirit immediately left the girl and swore never to return again. Thus, the Lord's daughter was cured, and Tiddy's luck turned golden. He was showered with gifts and rewards for his miracle. When Tiddy's wife heard about the husband's fame and reputation for wisdom, she began to feel ashamed of how she had treated him. Regretful, she went to that same village to apologize to Tiddy. Tiddy, who by now had grown tired of deceiving people with fake wisdom, readily agreed to go back with her. But he made her promise that she would never argue or fight with him again. So Tiddy and his wife returned home happily, and from that day on, they fighting and lived peacefully ever after. Sometimes luck and quick thinking can change even the most foolish person's fate, but honesty, and peace bring true happiness in the end. The story teaches us that wisdom may be mistaken, but peace is a true miracle.